Alright everybody, what's going on? This your boy Sean, aka Bishop, here on the Power 3 podcast. I got my man here, Rod, aka Big Sip, and my man in front of me, Ed, aka Majestic. So I'm about to talk about this thing real quick, get it going. I know y'all ain't never seen these cats before, but they guests on my podcast today. So just want to give y'all a shout out and give these cats a shout out so y'all can see what's going on, what's good with them. So anyway, yesterday I didn't get a chance to finish in regards to the ending of the Power series episode 8. Trust me. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end it and finish up talking about Power. Now I'm gonna ask my man right here, aka Big Sip, in regards to his take on the show, because he watches the show. Unfortunately, this cat over here in front of me, aka Majestic, he ain't caught up yet. I don't even know if the dude got a black. I don't even know if we could call him black, because the man don't watch Power. What black person in America right now ain't watching Power? But I guess he's one of them black people who's not watching Power. Neither here nor there. So I really can't get no input from him. But I will get some input from my man's here, Big Sip. So with that being said, I think I left off in regards to where I think the last thing I was talking about was about when Kanan had taken Tariq to the crib where he killed the old lady at with the pillow. Man, remember the pillow that said Jesus saves, and Kanan took the pillow and used that pillow to smother the old lady. Like, I spoke about it in my last podcast, and because I was like, that was dirty, Kanan, to do some stuff like that. But anyway, he's supposedly taking Tariq around the old neighborhood where Ghost came up from, when they used to sling dope and stuff like that, where he said they were slinging Fat Alberts and stuff like that. Well, with that being said, he taking Tariq around and whatnot, letting him see, where his father came from, something which his father had never showed him. His father was showing him the silver spoon life. He wasn't showing him, how he had to grind back in the day, which you really can't fault Ghost for doing that. You know what I'm saying? In a way, you want to show your kids where you come from and where you made it. And that's just my take on it. How you feel about it, Big Sip?
I mean, you just summed it up. I mean, I feel the same way what you just said. Just sum it up. I mean, shit is finna come to head.
And that's just how I totally feel that same way. I mean, I know you ain't seen the show, but Jessica, how you feel about that? What do you think? How do you feel about a kid knowing your background? Say you used to sling dope. Not saying you sling dope.
Yeah, your kid knows.
But say you used to sling dope, and now you trying to get out the dope game, like Ghost is trying to get out the dope game, and go to the straight and narrow path, and own a business like a club. But you don't tell them the background on how you got into the money to be able to do that. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, sometimes you don't really have to tell people where you get the money from. It's best left in the dark.
But what about it? It's your child, though. How do you feel about it? Would you want you have a son? Would you want your son to know your dark backgrounds on how you may have made money to make him have a better lifestyle?
It's not that important. The thing about it is where you're going. Where you had to come from and where you're going is two different things. So if you had to start somewhere, and it is in the dark, but it'll never come to your present, as long as you don't allow it to, then it'll never be in your future.
So what do you feel about somebody else telling your son about it then? Somebody that's in your past that brings it.
That's out of line.
You feel like that's out of line. So you feel like Kanan was out of line for telling his son. Okay. So that's his take on it. That's Majestic's take on it. And that may be a lot of people's take on it. A lot of people may feel the same way. I feel like that too. I feel like, you shouldn't, he don't need to see it. If he don't have to see it, why let him see it? As long as he know he's in good health, he's got a roof over his head, he's got food on the table, he's got clothes on his back, everything else shouldn't even matter. Now, maybe we can have a conversation later when he's more of an adult, when he is an adult or whatever. But for then, I don't think that was Kanan's spot. But anyway, it's about Kanan trying to get back at Ghost anyway. Kanan's trying to get back at Ghost through his son, and he was about to kill Tariq until Tariq was like, he said, because Kanan pulls the gun out the drawer and was about to, put it to Tariq's head and pull the trigger. But then Tariq was like, I can't stand my dad. He was like, I hate my dad. That right there gave Kanan room seems to me it gave Kanan room to go like, you know what? I may be able to use his own son against himself. So that's where it looks like that's where